Hello and welcome back. I'm so excited to talk to you today. I would first like to thank my 2 subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube journey. This is so exciting, and I'm really grateful for your subscription. Thank you. So, today, what I would like to talk about is mindset. Everybody's talking about it. It applies to everything across the board in your life. I believe it really affects your ability to have a thriving Broadway career. So, for 7 years, I was the dance captain at Aladdin, the musical on Broadway. And part of my job, there were a lot of different parts of that job. But a big portion of that job was to help find new hires for the show. So I would do auditions and try to find people. And then once said person or people were approved, I had to teach them the show, all the ins and outs of whatever track they were going to within that show. And all of that rehearsal culminated in what we call a put-in. And a put-in rehearsal is essentially where we put that person into the show. They get to do a mock run of the show. They're in full costume. The cast is there. They have a little bit of tech element sometimes, depending on what they need to do. They have props, and they get to give it a run before then officially being in the show. How many times did I do this? I don't even know. I close to 100, maybe over 100 times I did that process. So I worked with a lot of people. And the great thing about a long running show, a hit Broadway show, is that everyone gets to be a part of this legacy, right? So each person that has been a part of the show, that has touched that show, adds to the legacy of it, which is really cool. So in this process, a lot of the people that are coming into the show are new. It's their Broadway debut, their very first Broadway show, and that is even more exciting and was always such an honor to me to be able to lead them into their first Broadway show. But what I would notice for the majority of them, not all, but for most, is that we would get to a certain point in the rehearsal process where it's kind of going, we're teaching, we're getting familiar with what they need to know, all of their material, and we get to the point where we start ramping up, and now we need to add in the different layers, right? Base layer is just information. Then we're adding on top of that with intention and performance quality, and then we're adding on top of that of the offstage choreography and what needs to happen with all of that, right? So there are different layers to getting someone stage ready. And we would get to a point in the process where they'd sort of hit a brick wall. And it would always feel a little bit confusing, like what's going on? They would start forgetting material, not quite doing it full out, going a little bit easy, sort of a little bit of self-sabotage, a little bit of sort of taking the easy way. And I would always have to stop and say, look, okay, you got to get out of your own way, because it's all in here, right? It's all about getting your dream. What happens when you get your dream? When you have this goal, you set it, and then you get it. A lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people are not afraid of failure. A lot more people are afraid of succeeding and what's going to happen when they finally get what they want. And so when you're confronted with your dreams and your goals, and it's right there in front of you, a lot of people can shy away from that and back down. And what I would do is push the other way and say, look, you have to allow yourself to sit in your worthiness You deserve this dream. You've earned this dream. Now you've got to sit in it. Now you've got to do it. You wanted to be on Broadway. Now you're on Broadway. Be on Broadway. Be a Broadway performer. Not you're trying to be. You are. So be that performer. So show up and show out and go full out and show me everything that you have. That's the only way that you can learn and be guided by the people who are trying to help you is if you're giving it your all. But if you're holding back, you're not going to be able to sustain, right? You're going to crack under the pressure because it is a lot of pressure. You get on stage, you're in full costume, you got lights in your face, you got the orchestra blasting, you've got people twirling all around you, and it can so easily just crack. If you don't have the mindset of success, the mindset that you deserve this. This is being on Broadway, it's a dream job. So, yes, it is a job. And yes, you must level up your professionalism, but it is also a dream. And it is also an honor to be able to live that dream that so many people don't get a chance to do. So, it's part of your responsibility to yourself, to your past self who was dreaming of this, to really push and give it your all. That's what I have to say. It was on my heart today when I woke up, and I hope that this message gets to the right people and that you feel what I'm saying because it really is true. If you found this helpful or enjoyable, hit subscribe, like, comment below, let me know what you think. If you would like to join my free school community where we are continuing to level up and work on our professionalism skills for theater, the link is below. If you would like to work with me one-on-one, I do professional audits of your career, and we can talk and we can start shining a light on where you need to improve and how to do that.